Hi, this is Alfie Whattam, London's tech recruiter and the host of the London Technology podcast. Today I'm speaking to Kinny. Thanks for joining us. Could you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, yeah, I'm Kinny. I'm a CTO of Unimbu. I've been working in tech now 30 years. So I started off as a developer back in the day and worked through many different industries. So I've worked at British Gas, British Telecom, even did a stint at Enron before they collapsed. And then I've moved to BBC and Universal Music, where I was a VP of Global Technology. Spent the last 10 years there, making digital transformation there, moving them from physical CD sales to online, and moving everything on to web and all the back office, etc. So it was quite a journey. So yeah, I've worked in many different industries, government as well. So I've worked in the Gannon Croydon and done various things, as you might expect over so many years.
Awesome. Brilliant. Well, 30 years of tech experience. A lot of people that watch these videos have none. They're graduates. They're just getting into the industry. Have you got any advice for people that are just starting their tech journeys?
Yeah, I think it's difficult nowadays. You know, there's all these different disciplines. You've got programming or analysis, product management's kicked in now as well. I think it's difficult. You don't really know which area you work in. So I don't think you need to really settle down. I think the best thing to do is to get into an area, be even testing, and then you can always move around into these areas. I think it's good when you're a graduate like I did, to move into different disciplines. You move from testing, you can move into development, and you can do some analysis, and you'll soon gravitate towards what you like doing. Majority of these things are the soft skills are transferable, communication, planning, etc. They're going to be transferable. And I think things are always changing. That's one thing I've really realized in my kind of time, is that it's the language. For example, it could be DB2, it could be COBOL, it's Java, it's Python. These things move around, so I wouldn't get too hung up about those either.
COBOL, that's some pretty old languages that you mentioned there.
So my age, I know now.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite key with enjoying the industry. That's what I'm trying to say, is that it's more the principles behind it, and you'd always have another language. So yeah, when I started, I wanted to jump off COBOL as soon as I got there at British Gas. But if you know the principles, you can move from all these different languages, from C++ to Python, because you know the underlying principle, and that's the key thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you raised a very good point with the soft skills as well, because so many people in tech, it's not an area which they work to develop a lot of the time, but obviously super important and very, what did you say, in terms of flexible? You can shift it to different roles and different areas, very transferable, I think was the right word to sum it up. So that's obviously a good thing.
Yeah, I think when I started, that wasn't a big thing, soft skills. And I think what I've learned is that is a very, a big part of it is the soft skills, being able to communicate and explain to people, which are usually, like your stakeholders or customers, are not technical. You've got to put things in layman's terms, in a language they understand, maybe, or their expertise, and just being able to present, in very simple terms, or being able to speak at, stand up and speak in front of people, or do a whiteboard session, those sort of things, to get whether it's your stakeholders, whether it's your team members even, or obviously in the last 10 years, and even now I've got some clients now, we've got people in Lithuania, in India, in Germany, across Europe, and to be able to convey across, like we are now, on Zoom with this whole COVID thing, it's really key. The soft skills are key to be able to understand, did they actually get it, because most of the things are about communication, aren't they?
Yeah. No, 100%. Now, we've talked about some older technologies, but if we were to look into the future, are there any technologies or services which you're excited about and you think will have a big impact on the future ahead?
Yeah, I think it's obviously a buzzword that everybody's picking up in nowadays. It's machine learning and AI. That's, to me, is where it's all about. It's about data technology. Data's always been important. Since I've started, it's all about data. But it's now we have the capability with the cloud to process this data. So we're doing some cool stuff with machine learning and being able to create algorithms to predict and forecast patterns. And I think that's where it's really grow. And it's not when people talk about machine learning and AI, they think about robots or things being done very. It's not about that. It's more about the subtle things that can happen behind the scenes, and that's where I think it's really going to grow quickly. It really excites me because you can give a lot of productivity and efficiency to people. It's small things within in their daily life that can really make a difference. Rather than doing the mundane, if you can get the machine to process and predict or forecast, those two things are the key things. I think it can really help. And there's because now we've got cloud and it's elastic and we can afford it, whereas before, to do any of this was so difficult. I think that area is it's a real growth area, a real growth area.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a good point in terms of the whole data area. I'm not sure if you heard the expression that data is the new oil, but it really is. And obviously the AI, the machine learning and all the different applications that come from it, obviously will have a massive impact on the future. And it's something for graduates or anybody really to make sure they're focusing on.
Yeah, and I don't know if you also heard, you got the data's new oil, but also the data analysts are the new rock stars.
Yes.
So the people that can interpret the data and can visualize it or can lay this out, they're the new rock stars of this world.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Without the guitars, but yeah, they're getting.
That's right.
Tech's like the only industry that uses, the words ninja, rock star, unicorn. Imagine if you were a plumber and you were calling yourself a unicorn, or a dentist calling yourself a rock star. It wouldn't really work out, but somehow we get away with it.
It's weird. Ninja and all this kind of stuff. Exactly. It's all the kind of all different terminologies, and absolutely from outside looking in, you must think, what the hell are they on?
Yeah. I reviewed a CV the other day, and the chap's job title was snake wrangler. And when I looked at the responsibilities, he was a Python developer, but Python, snake, it was pretty funny.
I've heard of data wranglers, but snake, that's a new one for me.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Kinny, for taking the time to get your ideas and insights and everything. Really useful and valuable. So thank you very much for taking the time. And once again, thank you to everybody for watching. Hopefully it was useful.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.